Now let's discuss word problems. Now, word problems for many students, as far as I can think of right now, are not necessarily the most favorite thing they do in algebra or in math. Sometimes this is because the word problems are not realistic. I must admit that we need to do a better job in how we write our word problems for students. You hear questions about if John is 5 times older than this and that, and people wonder in real life who actually asks for the age of somebody in that way, right? That doesn't happen that way. But these puzzles that we get in the real world sometimes can be written into equations. Here's a few from our section 1.8 of our Tyler Wallace algebra book. We're using that as a tool to guide this discussion because, again, there's different forms of word problems, but let's look at these ones where we're giving a series of numbers. For example, when 5 is added to 3 more than a certain number, the result is 19. What is the number? So we're asked if 5, okay, so we have 5. They said when 5 is added to 3 more than a certain number. So 5 is added to 3 more than a certain number. When you hear the sentence more than, this is number 1 from our text here. 5 is added to a number 3 more than a certain number. So 3 more than a certain number will be x plus 3 because 3 more than involves addition. So when 5 is added, you can see where the added comes in. So again, we have to pay attention to the different sorts of notation. When we're talking of addition, we have things like added to, increased by, sum. Those are things that have to do with addition. So 5 plus x plus 3 would then equal 19. So they said when 5 is added to 3 more than a certain number, the result is 19. What is the number? So then from this point out, we basically are adding like terms. We know that the 3 and the 5 can add. Remember the cumulative property of addition. So 5 plus 3 plus x is equal to 19. That gives us 8 plus x is equal to 19 and x is equal to 11. So we use the symbols in algebra to come up with some of these details of what we need, and then we go from there to solve to the end. We have things like difference, decreased by. That would have to do with subtraction problems. And there are times where there's multiplication involved when they talk about multiplied by. Let's look at another example here. They say 11 less than 7 times a number. So 11 less than 7 times a number. So do you see 7 times a number would just be 7 times x. And then they said 11 less than. So the less than has to do with the minus there. So 11 less than 7 times the number is 5. They just said is 5 more than 6 times the number, right? So we can look at this problem. This is number 7 from our Tyler Wallace algebra text reference. And 11 less than 7 times the number, right? If we read it again and we look at the equation, we say that makes sense. And then the word is here representing that equal is 5 more than, so 5 more than, notice that's our addition there, 6 times that number. So 6 times that number. So it's the same number here and here. This is another example, and here all you need to do would be to solve the equation. You can use multi-step equation principles. You subtract 6x from both sides. You add 11 to both sides, and you'll get your answer. So another practice problem for you to think about. If you do not like word problems, I highly recommend just looking at some odd problems from 1.8, 1.9, and 110 to just give you a brief overview. Just looking at maybe number 1 to 5 in those 3 sections from our booklet. Or just email me if you need more resources on this, and I'll send you that. Thank you for your time. Keep working hard and have a great day.